Clinch Valley family. I am here with Jeremy Price, your July member of the month, and I promise you there is no one else that we could even think of being member of the month for July, just because if you guys don't know Jeremy, you should, because he is a ball of sunshine and hearts all the way around, and he takes the 5:30 a.m. class with me. And as personally being a first-time coach, I love being able to coach you because you are so whatever, and I'll listen to anything, and you just tell me what to do, and you're very responsive especially with an injury that we're dealing with right now with an elbow. You've made this coaching experience for me so incredible because you're a team player all the way around, and I'm very thankful for that. So I wanted to tell you that. But for everyone else to get to know you, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. So I grew up in Clinton. My name's Jeremy Price.
Okay.
I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We've been married for 16 years.
Wow, okay.
2 kids, Tate that's 6 and 6.5, and Drew that's 3, my daughter. I work at Oak Ridge National Lab. I've got a little side hustle business that I do, and started CrossFit mid-January.
Okay, tell me about, first off, is there so many members here at Clinch Valley that you went to high school with?
There's quite a few. There's somebody in every class, I'm sure of it.
Yes. Okay, tell me about this side hustle that you do.
Yeah, so I'm in the vacuum industry, not like vacuum cleaners, but industrial vacuum equipment.
Okay.
And so my job as a vacuum engineer, I'm dealing with all these people and parts and stuff. And so finally, I threatened if I get another phone call from somebody in the industry, I'm going to start a business doing this. So like 4 years ago, I got another phone call from someone in the industry asking me about stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep this promise to myself. And so I started this business as engineering consultation.
Okay.
But then I quickly realized there's a lot of more money to be made in selling the parts. So I started a website 4 years ago, and it's just kind of exploded.
Dang.
So
what kind, like these vacuum, what is it, like, are these for like big cleanups and stuff like that? Like water damage, stuff like that?
No, it's more like industrial and research use for instance, like your sunglasses. All those kinds of things are coated in a vacuum chamber, or even like Gillette razor blades coated in a vacuum chamber. Headlights in cars coated in vacuum chambers. There's even medical processes that are done in vacuum, like your MRI machines.
Dang, okay.
Those kinds of things. So
That's
it's industrial and research kind of applications.
How many hours a week do you work?
More than I want to, but I mean, it's kind of the thing of owning your own business. You guys have, a feel for that. Yeah, probably 60 to 70.
Okay. Do you have a staff that works with you?
My mother-in-law.
I love her.
Yeah. So Kathy, she keeps me on the straight and narrow because I'm pretty ADHD, so I'm bouncing everywhere. She kind of keeps me focused.
That's a very motherly instinct, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm glad she has it because I need it for sure. Like, my mind's everywhere, so she helps me a lot.
Okay.
I took on a partner to start a second business, so he kind of runs that, and then we have a bookkeeper. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at now.
Cool. So you and Jason both, Jason Tipton, have been poster kids for CrossFit, and I know that you guys you don't work together, but you guys do hunt together, correct?
Yes.
How often do you guys go hunting?
So we deer hunt quite a bit.
Okay.
In the fall, bow, muzzleloader, rifle. This year we're going out west to Wyoming in September for a week-long mule deer hunt. So pretty much all fall we're hunting, and then the rest of the year, we're scouting and going to different leases and farms that we're on, just doing kind of work on those.
Yep.
So kind of year-round thing for us.
Okay. What has CrossFit done for you personally that has changed? Because I can imagine that hunting is very, very long days, and it's a lot of just grunt work, especially whenever you get something and you're pulling it back to where you got. What has CrossFit done that's changed that whenever you guys go hunting?
Sure.
Like recreationally?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of it is physical. Last year when I went to Colorado at 11,000 feet, I was totally out of shape.
Okay.
Right. And that was part of the recognition of me needing to do something physically for myself. But for us, we put out a lot of corn. They're 50-pound corn bags. We're having to lift over our head. Last weekend, we put out over a ton. Or a
gosh.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a lot of physical effort, putting up tree stands and stuff like that. And, I mean, it just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you been able to tell like a huge difference?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
That is
Stuff that would
incredible.
wind me before
Yeah.
is like, it's not even a thing now.
Do you guys, when you guys go hunting, do you walk a lot too, like to get to certain, or like do you guys drive up to where you're going to be for a while?
Like
and
out west, you do a lot of walking.
Okay.
I mean, you're walking 5, 6, 7 miles a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you have a pack and you're
Yeah.
in the mountains, and it's all steep out west.
Yeah.
It's not like hills around here,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's very physically demanding. And then, even though this doesn't sound it, but in deer season, we sit in a tree stand long hours.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's pretty tough on your body to
Yeah,
sit
it
in
is.
one place 5, 6, 7 hours
Yes.
at a time.
I don't think our bodies were ever naturally meant to sit down. Anyways, I mean, think about the cavemen. They were just
You're
like
right.
on, like squatting, full depth squats, eating their food. So, like, I completely understand that, just sitting and being so still, especially whenever you are so active during the day, working, doing CrossFit in the morning. So, I totally get that. I have a couple questions I'm going to ask you that you
Yeah.
don't know, and I'm very
Okay.
excited. Okay, here we go. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be? Just one thing.
I think swimming with my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have you do have a pool?
We just put it in. We're almost done with it.
And you're putting it in yourself, aren't you?
Yes.
Has it been very challenging?
Yeah, it's something you won't do twice in your life.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But so where do you guys swim right now until your pool's done?
Actually, we're swimming in it now.
Are you really?
Yeah, we kick the tadpoles out of the way. And
Does it have like a pump and a filter?
no. So I'm just shocking it every week and kicking the tadpoles.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, swimming with your kids, okay? What is your favorite game or sport to watch or play?
I mean, I probably like watching football as much as anything.
What's your favorite football team? Is it NFL or like college?
No, college. I
Okay.
mean, I watch the Vols, so I mean, you know
It's
how
a
that
very
is. It's-
love-hate relationship.
Yeah, you
It's-
got to be a fan to
You
watch
do.
them.
You have to. Okay. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Hibachi.
Really?
Chicken hibachi, yeah.
Okay.
I practically eat that 4 days a week anyway.
Do you make it yourself?
No, heck no. That'd take too long. I'm too lazy to do that.
So we need to get you one of those really long grills and then a chef's hat, and you can ding, 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 ding
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
Yep. Okay. Hibachi. If you could go back in time, what year would you travel to?
Probably mid 80s.
Okay. How
I
come?
mean, just
Wait,
stay
what
there.
year were you
And just
born?
stay there. Early 80s.
Because of the music? Because of the hairstyles?
Are you saying be stuck in time, or are you saying just go visit that year?
Visit.
Okay.
Gonna
That's
leave you
totally
stranded.
different. That's
okay,
totally
just
different.
visit. Just
Gotcha.
visit. You're not stuck there.
Probably like the year 1300 in America, just to see what it's like before, everybody came and just to see the landscape.
Do you think you could survive a whole week in year 1300?
Totally. I'm like, if it wasn't for my family and kids and my job and my business and all these other things, I would totally put in for the Alone show and try out for it.
Wait, naked and afraid?
No, totally. I'm going clothed. Forget that. Alone.
So like Survivor.
No, that's like if you eat this spider, we'll give you a chocolate bar. No, Alone. It's on History. Have you not seen it? It's like the hardcore version of Survivor. What Survivor should have been.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So it's just you don't have this group of people that you're competing
No,
against.
you're totally alone somewhere in Canada, usually British Columbia or Patagonia or Alaska, and whoever survives the longest on their own wins the money or whatever.
And you're saying I could do that.
Oh, well, I mean, I would go try it. I would totally need the social aspect. That's what would get me.
I'm about to say, because you're so friendly and happy and outgoing, you would be alone.
Yeah, I mean, it would get to me for after a
Okay.
while, but I would like the whole challenge of catching my food and building
Okay.
the shelter and all that.
I could totally sing you do that, by the way. All right. How would your friends describe you? What would Jason Tipton say about you?
Depends on which friends you ask. So, I don't know, like, I would hope loyal, dedicated, and gives his all.
Yeah, those are incredible, and I agree with those. I agree totally with those. Okay. What 3 items would you take with you on this alone island that you're living on? But you could take 3 things with you. What would they be?
Definitely bow and arrow.
Okay. Wait, is that how you hunt? Do you use a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
You don't use a gun?
Yeah, I use that too, but I use all of it.
You're an archer?
I try to be.
I'm amazed. Can
Well,
you teach
you
me?
haven't. Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So bow and arrow.
Yeah, probably a gill net.
I have no idea what that is.
So it's like a net fish swim into, can't back out of.
Okay.
Catch fish, and probably snare wire, I guess.
What is snare wire?
So it's like a kind of heavy duty wire that you can use to catch rabbits or lash stuff
Okay.
together or whatever.
All right. You
Oh,
really
I'm ready.
can. Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm ready. I just hadn't recorded the video yet.
Can we record it
No,
like right after
absolutely
this?
not,
We're gonna
no.
record it right after
No.
this. Okay. What song would you say best sums you up?
Wow. I didn't see that coming. Nothing from anything that Clay plays in class.
Clay, your music is not to Jeremy's liking.
So Tipton and I have threatened to buy Clay a shirt that Jason found online says, "I'm your coach, not your DJ." But we haven't bought it yet. But
love that.
I have no idea.
Okay, then what's your favorite music style then?
Probably heavy metal, Metallica, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys got to learn so much, and so did I, about Jeremy. But I do want to leave it this. You are so loved in this gym. Whenever you come into a class, whether it is in the morning or in the afternoon, you light up the room. And we are so thankful for that, because 3 things that we really look for when we're picking Member of the Month: are you humble, are you hungry, and are you happy? And you have exceeded all 3 of those qualities. And I do want to ask about, because Clay posted a picture a couple weeks ago of you and Jason on this fishing trip, and the change that you both, but speaking to you, that you have made doing CrossFit. What was it that clicked and you were like, okay, either it was something happened, you're like, I've got to do something, and then what was it that kept you progressing along the way?
So Jason joined, that picture was April of 2020.
Okay.
Right. And Jason he joined right shortly after that in August. And so back to our hunting thing, come December, we're hunting. We both killed some deer one weekend. We took pictures. He had already shed about 40 pounds, and I look like, Stay Puft the Marshmallow Man in my camouflage.
No. Oh my gosh.
And I was like, of course, he's not beating me up about it all.
Right.
But I ask questions because
Right.
I'm inquisitive. I've worked out.
Because
I
you
played
saw a
competitive
change.
Sports. Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
right. And it's not just the physical change you see in people. There's depths and layers to this,
Yes,
right?
there is.
But he had shed all that weight, and he was moving better. He felt better. He looked better, And so it was kind of like, oh man, I've got to do something. So I started asking some more probing questions about what CrossFit was, what he did, what it was like, and then so finally, shortly after that, after the first of the year, he's like, come to a Thursday Friends and Family Day, right? And I did, and that was a Thursday. I joined Friday, and kind of the rest was history. So I've been doing it for 6 months. So I will say the first month is probably the hardest to get through, because you come in here and you walk in and there's healthy, fit people doing kipping chest to bar, and you're like, I got none of that. Like, I'm going to struggle through these 2 sit-ups. I'm serious. I looked up, the first workout I did was sleeping bag, which was 15 pull-ups,
Okay.
20 sit-ups, and a 250-meter row.
Okay.
And I remember those sit-ups. I'm like, but dude, I could do this when I was 13 so well. Like, where did the time go? Well, that was a long time ago. And so the first month, kind of getting through all those aches and pains and
Yes.
realizing how out of shape you really are. Because in your mind, you're like, I still got it back there.
Right.
No, you don't. You don't.
Right.
If you don't, you don't. And I didn't. And so once you kind of push through that, and to be honest, the first month, it was like, oh, I dread tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I stink at this.
And also,
And then-
you're sore. You're trying to work
Oh,
through that. Like, can I even walk to my car to get to the gym?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You experience all that. And I think after the first month, at least I did, and I would imagine most people, now you're starting to actually, okay, I can string together a few setups here.
Yeah.
And so part of it isn't just the ability to push through the pain or even grunt out something. Everything, whether you realize it or not, there's almost a skill in every one of the movements we do.
Yeah.
No matter how simple it seems, there is an actual form. There is like a mental part to it. There's
Yep.
a breathing part to it.
Yep.
So there's layers there. And every time I come, I try to just say, okay, let me pick up something extra today.
That's
Because
awesome.
I'm not going to get all 7 things
Yes.
on a hang clean, right? I'm
Yes.
just not. But get something out of today. Like the other day, you come up, hey, widen your grip. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so after about a month, you've picked up enough and you're actually getting in shape, whether you realize it or not,
Right.
that then you start looking forward to, okay, I have another opportunity tomorrow to get better at this. And so, yesterday we had 45 chest to bar. I did all 45 chest to
did.
bar,
I
right?
know.
And so it's something 6 months ago,
Yeah.
I couldn't do one chest to bar. I was
Yeah.
over here jumping on a box.
Yeah.
But a lot of people start there, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's just a progression, and that's what, to me, I've absolutely loved. There's so much to it. It's not just going in the gym and getting sweaty for an hour.
Right.
Because one of the things, I had a real bad habit before this of getting in bed at 1 or 2 in the morning, getting up at 6, getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And Jason told me early on, because he knew my sleeping habits, like, dude, you can't do that. You'll never survive CrossFit. You've
Yep.
got to get your rest.
Yep.
And I've totally changed that,
That's
so I
awesome.
can get more rest. And so it's kind of transformative. There's many things that if you want to continue to do this, you might get away with it for a few weeks or maybe a month. But if you want to continue it, other areas of your life, like your eating, your
Yes.
mental health, you've got to
Yes.
come in with the right attitude.
Yes.
Your sleep, all that has to work together if you want to get the most out of it.
Yeah. And with CrossFit, like, especially here at Clinch Valley, we play this lifetime game. Instead of, like what you said, instead of having every single points of performance when it comes to the hang clean, I'm going to take away one thing because I know I want to be here for a lifetime. I want to move like this for a lifetime. So I'm not going to try to just be perfect at everything because I have all this time to get better at all of these skills. And I love your attitude with that. I love how you're excited now to, like, first off, the fact that you did all those chest to bars yesterday, and, like, you can see, I like how CrossFit is measurable. You can see where you were 6 months ago, and by doing the same workout sometimes, you're like, I beat my time by 2 minutes. That's real proof. Hey, this is working. And, like, what I'm doing, it's making me successful. So I love that. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
So, guys, this guy is amazing, and I'm so grateful that he's in my class and I get to have him. But whenever you see him around, introduce yourself. You will not be disappointed. He is a wonderful human. Jeremy Price, July Member of the Month. Good
Thank
job,
you.
buddy.